So today we have a few guests. I'm looking for them. I think they were coming on. Oh, here they are. Yeah, Luke's here. Awesome. I'm going to unmute Luke here in a minute. Mute Luke. Just hold on. But let me introduce and talk and explain what we're going to be doing today. And the subject is, I kind of just threw it on this doc here off the top of my head, and I called it Juicing kvCORE and Beating Zillow with hyperlocal agent Spark sites. And I kind of just stole the Beating Zillow part just from some of the videos I saw about AgentFire. And what we're going to have Luke and Nelson, I believe they're the founders or they run AgentFire, talk about the new integration with kvCORE. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the theory here behind why you would want a hyperlocal site. So let me bring Luke on here. One second, Luke, I'm just unmuting you.
Sorry, I actually had muted myself, so maybe I had to unmute myself.
Yeah, I was confused. Cool. Yep, you're there.
Awesome.
So, welcome. Nice to meet you. Welcome. We have never talked actually, but let's just wing it and do this.
Yeah, no problem. And so everyone tuning in today, my name's Luke. I'm actually the product growth manager here at AgentFire. Our CEO, Nelson, I believe, is here today as well. And my goal is to, not only give you guys a little bit of an inside look into, our product and what it is we do here at AgentFire from a website standpoint, as well as how we integrate with kvCORE, but also our core philosophy. Now, Nelson, I didn't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about the hyperlocal side and just kind of give them an elevator pitch of kind of why our sites work, or if you wanted me to handle that.
Sure. I'll let you handle it.
No problem. So yeah, our core real philosophy here at AgentFire is this hyperlocal approach, right? So we understand that in today's market, it's really dominated by these kind of large institutions like Zillow and Trulia, and even when you get down to this, the individual agents and teams, they're kind of all fighting over this macro, right? They all kind of doing the same thing, offering the same experience, and it's very generic. It's very broad, right? It doesn't matter if they're servicing someone in military homes in Colorado Springs, or if they're doing retirement homes in Boca Raton. Everyone's kind of doing the same thing and marketing themselves in the same way. And here at AgentFire, we're taking a different approach. We understand in today's world, in today's marketing, everything's about the micro, right? Creating something that speaks to an individual niche, to an individual person, so you can communicate the best value you possibly can to them, which helps increase engagement and of course converts into more leads and transactions. And so what we do here is bring this hyper local approach into everything we do, right? So when you use your AgentFire website, we help you better dominate the areas that you service, and also just show that you are the local expert, not only within those areas, but also within the particular niches that you support. So if you're someone that likes to work predominantly with buyers or even first-time home buyers in a particular area, well, you're going to have the ability with your AgentFire site to customize that in order to speak directly to those particular individuals. And by doing so, you're going to help cut yourself through all that clutter. You're going to show that you are the local expert, not only in your area, but within those particular niches that you service, which again helps result in better success, right? So you'll see, for instance, Colorado Springs Military Homes. This is actually one of our custom websites. And you'll see here that Janie in Colorado Springs likes to focus on military home buyers and sellers. And so she's actually tailored her site to speak directly to them. And because she does, now when someone compares her apples to apples to another agent, well, who do you think they're going to choose? A military professional, whether they're looking for, relocation or, to sell their home and to move somewhere else, right? So obviously she gets, to have that competitive edge there. So yeah, that's just kind of the general, philosophy we have around our product and what we try to help our clients achieve. We want to make you those hyper-local real estate experts in the areas you service. We want to give you a website that's flexible, that grows with you. And of course, it's just filled full of the tools that you need to succeed online. Everything from lead generation tools to the organic and SEO side of things. And then of course, with really great features like kvCORE. So now you can have everything kind of inclusive in one place where, once someone interacts or captures on your website, they get entered into your CRM and you can leverage the full power of the kvCORE platform and of course their IDX tools as well. So I guess I'll pass it back to you. Oh, sorry, Nelson, chime in.
Yeah, I'll just time it super quick. So, hey guys, I'm Nelson. I'm the owner of AgentFire. I think, and Luke, great job summarizing things. I'll summarize it even more. Basically, Zillow, Trillia, these companies, Realtor.com, they very much changed how online works, and for agents to really be able to stay. If you look at most real estate website solutions, I think the problem is they're in a lot of ways they're aiming to do the exact same things that Zillow already does. And so what we try to do with the AgentFire site, specifically with Spark Sites, is we try to we help agents. All of our tools, features, the design itself is built to basically help agents, teams, brokerages to really stand out as the expert within a very specific target niche. Because I think one of the big mistakes that agents make is they try to eat the whole pie, and they're very worried about, if they're not they don't want to miss out on any individual part of the market, and as a result they end up just losing the whole pie. And so our sites, more than anything, help you to really focus, stand out, provide value, and demonstrate expertise to the specific target niches within your market that you see the most opportunity. And then, as Luke mentioned, so with the kvCORE platform, the idea was basically to merge to give you guys the best of both worlds, right? Where you have the AgentFire website with all of our hyperlocal tools and features on the front end, and then you have the power and function of the kvCORE system on the back end. So anyway, I'll hand it over to.
Yeah, so perfect, guys. And that's what I really like about Spark Sites. So we've got the kvCORE backend, you got your CRM, and one of the things we hear a lot is I'd like to be able to customize this a little more. One thing neither of you guys mentioned that I think is really powerful is that you're built on WordPress, right? Do I have that right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, so
and I'll add, so what WordPress allows us to do, so if you guys, a lot of people aren't familiar with WordPress, or people have heard WordPress and they immediately associate it with a blogging platform. And so WordPress is actually, it powers over 1/3 of all websites on the entire internet. And so what's really cool about WordPress is it's how do I explain this in non-technical? Yeah, it basically, it allows us to develop features like at 20 times the speed of what you'd normally be looking at as far as development time. Very secure, very fast, and there's a reason why it powers 1/3 of the internet.
Yeah, and it allows for you guys to do some of the design and lead capture stuff. That's really cool, with a lot of flexibility compared to some other platforms. So I'm kind of curious about under the hood. It's driving the IDX from kvCORE, right? It's using the kvCORE IDX.
Sure.
Are you guys? You're just kind of wrapping that skin, or are you using our plugin? I assume. How does that work?
So we are using the kvCORE WordPress plugin. So we are integrated with it. So you'll get all the benefits of that kvCORE plugin, which is essentially the IDX, the kvCORE IDX tool that displays on your website. And so any interactions or lead captures or anything through that, the kvCORE IDX just gets passed directly back to that platform, as well as it can load up like roster pages and other aspects that plugin delivers. But another cool thing that with AgentFire is that you kind of have these two components, right? So you have what kvCORE provides, which is the IDX that you can run on your site and of course pass through all those leads that come through automatically. But then you have all your AgentFire tools. So maybe it's a custom listing landing page that you create, or maybe it's a call to action that we have on there, whatever the case may be. When those leads get captured, we actually have what's called a lead manager that automatically routes them to your kvCORE CRM as well. So now, no matter what you set up on your AgentFire website, from a lead gen standpoint, it will automatically route to your CRM so you can manage them all in the exact same way. We also have some other cool functionalities on our site that I'll run through once we get into it. But you can, let's say if you do have multiple team members that you like to assign leads to, we actually do have some routing rules inside of our lead manager and our various tools that can help pass that proper data over before it even hits the kvCORE CRM. But the key thing, to note here is that by using, the kvCORE plugin with AgentFire, doesn't matter if it's interacting with a kvCORE tool or one of your AgentFire supply tools, all those lead data will get sent to the exact same place so you can, manage them in all-in-one environment, which is extremely important when it comes to nurturing.
Gotcha. So if it's okay, Nelson, I'll give you control of the screen. You can kind of really walk through a demo, show people some example kvCORE sites, and your backend, which I've had a peek of, is really cool. So I just want to
Ryan, can you actually share when the time comes, just share, let me share the screen because I'll be running through all that.
Yep, I'll give that to you in a second. I just want to show everybody really quick. I've had it on the screen. If you go to Marketplace, what we're talking about is the add a Spark site via AgentFire, and you're just going to click Get This. There'll be a video there. The pricing, I think, is really reasonable. I'll let you guys talk about that, considering that it includes the plugin and all the design and features. But basically, you just click Add to kvCORE, and it'll kind of just take you through an order process here. Do you guys know offhand, because I know the question's going to come, is this going to operate on the same domain name that a user already has for kvCORE, or are they going to be getting another domain name?
It's up to them, right? So I believe how it was set up is that they have their kind of subdomains that they already have there, or they can purchase a custom domain like lukerealestate.com. If they have already have one purchased, that's completely fine. Whatever they enter in there, it doesn't populate the website on that domain right away. It just lets us know, hey, this is where it's going to end up. We built everything in our staging and dev environment, so you'll be have your live site there first, and then when you're ready to put it either on your subdomain or your custom domain, you would let our support team know, and we would handle it and push it live at that point.
Awesome. So you'll just go through the order process here. If you have any questions, just use support on the kvCORE side. What I'll do now is I'll hand this over to you, Luke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let me find where you're at. Let you share the screen.
No problem.
And Nelson was dropping me a few example sites. We'll make sure we get some example sites. I'm sure you're going to show one. We'll make sure we get some of those in the doc as well, so people can poke around. Just guys, if you're going on some example sites from some of your colleagues who are using this, don't opt in and become leads. It doesn't help anybody, right? So, but all
right. Let me see. Let me know when you see my screen that says "Welcome to your Spark site."
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. So once you fill out that form on your marketplace side in your kvCORE dashboard, what it actually does is once that order completes, it will automatically create you a site on our end. And this is a live website you'll see here, like iredemo.thesparksite.com. So if I created it for, lukerealty.com, it'll say lukerealty.thesparksite.com. So now this is your staging environment, right? So not only will it create that site automatically for you, but it'll also automatically log you in and kick you over to this side where you can start interacting with our Spark Builder. So once you get started, it's going to ask you a few questions to help get some of the global settings and styling set up for your site. And it really just helps you push along the process faster, make it a lot easier for you guys to get to that end product. So for instance, if you have a logo handy, you can add that logo, or if you don't, you can always just, toggle on the text logo and use that. When it comes to your branding, if there's a particular accent color or primary color that you like to use, you can select that here. So maybe it's blue or purple or something like that. And you'll see that everything I change is previewing dynamically on this left-hand side so that you can kind of get a sense of what your site's going to look like. Then from there, we have a few different options for your navigation, right? So you can select from this style here or this one, you can kind of just filter through them. You'll see it populate on the left. And once you're happy with your selection, you can just either toggle it to be full width or to be stuck inside of a container. Again, the goal here is not to get into too much detail with the design, but just help push you through the most important aspects as quickly as possible. Then you can go and select a footer style. Again, I'll just leave it to the default for now. And then you can start selecting some of your font stylings. So for instance, if you have a particular Google font that you like to use for headers, you can select it from this drop down here. You can select if you want your headers just to be capitalized by default or lowercase, whatever you would like. And you can even adjust the colors to help match your branding a little bit more. Now for text, again, if you have, if let's say you wanted to use like a Open Sans text for this, then you can. And again, you can adjust the color. You'll see it all kind of update on the left here. And if you have any problems, like you don't know, what to choose for some of these, that's fine. You can just leave them the defaults, and you can always ask our support team for advice on good font pairings and things like that, or maybe to take a look at your logo and see what's going to work best with it. We're always here to help with, this at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to your buttons, again, you can choose a particular button style and also style the text within it. Now, after you've completed those general theme settings, you can hit the next step and start working on your homepage settings. So by far, the homepage is the most important aspect of your site because it's your gateway, right? This is where you're going to be forming your first impressions with your audience, and you want to make sure that you wow them and that you really establish yourself as that local expert and start to provide some value for them. So we make it very easy for you to set up the general design of your homepage. First, you can select between a couple different header styles that we have here. So once you've chosen a header style that you like, you can go down and choose from a few of our different pre-made layouts. So again, when you choose one of these layouts, you can scroll down and see how it looks. So let's just say you like this one here. What you can do is then turn off any sections that you feel is not going to be relevant for you. So like, you know what, right now I'm not going to be blogging, so I'm just going to turn off the blogging aspect of things. And also to again note, nothing here is set in stone, right? We're just setting up some basic settings that you can continue to go in and make changes to, dive into all the content, everything else once your site is set up.
I have a hunch that I have a hunch that some of the people watching like me have wrestled with WordPress in the past, and this is, I mean, compared to what you normally have to do to edit a theme, this is crazy. This is really cool.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing why we use WordPress, right? Because WordPress is open source, which means we can use it to power our core, and then we can customize everything on top of it to better match our users' needs. And we're able to do that at a much more efficient and cost-effective rate if we were to just to box everything and make everything proprietary ourselves, right? So that's one of the huge benefits of using WordPress. And you'll see once we get past this stage here and actually get into your site, it looks nothing, your backend looks nothing like a WordPress site. So once you've completed those homepage settings, then you start entering in some agent info. Now, this is an important step. Even if you are a single agent or a team, we still want that primary agent info here so that we can proxy it to all the important aspects of your site. We'll set up a profile page for you. We'll set up a contact information, even trigger things in certain CTAs based off of this information. Now, we do ask for a lot of details here, but you don't have to fill out everything. If you're someone that just wants to kind of get into it, just fill out the required fields. But obviously, the more you do in here just means you won't have to do it later, right? But for now, I'm just going to fill in the required details. So just bear with me while I do this.
Yeah, while Luke's doing that, I'll just mention that. So in this step, we're essentially, imagine you were just signing up for a website anywhere. What we're doing is we're just, rather than having you fill out forms, we're adding a visual component to it, so you can see exactly, you can start to visualize exactly what's happening. Again, this is just a few steps that Luke is working through, and just through these few steps, I mean, really, you'll see in a couple of minutes, we're able to set up all of the site defaults, get all of your agent information in there. And then when you get to the last step, you'll see, I know probably a lot of people watching that are maybe not technical or worried about the technical part. And we do have an express setup option. So once you've chosen your site defaults, which again, you can work through this in about 5 to 10 minutes. Once you get to the final step, you can choose if you want our team to just handle everything for you. We have a $100 express setup option, And so if you prefer to just have a designer set up all of the rest of the site for you, you'll have that option there. So I see Luke's at the next step, so I will let him.
Yeah,
Go.
and just to, yes, thanks for that, Nelson. And so in this fourth step here, this is where you're going to start setting up your area guides. So area guides is a proprietary tool here at AgentFire that I'm going to share with you in just a moment, but it's probably one of the most important tools of your AgentFire site. And it's, really good for helping you just separate yourself from the competition. So what you do here is, let's say if I, service Soho in New York, right? I would just type it in, it would search, I'd pick out there, and then I can click to add a new area. So let me just do, let's say NoHo as well, and I can click that. If you didn't see the area name pop up, you can always enter it via zip code. Now you can add up to 5 area guides on this page. Again, we just want to get you through it as quickly as possible. You will be able to add more areas once you have launched your site here. But what I'll just do is I will just go to the next step. And now your site is ready to launch. So because you guys have already signed up through the kvCORE tool, you can just go ahead and launch your Spark site. And just to go off of one note that Nelson mentioned about the Express setup. So if you do want Express setup, so after you've launched your site, have one of our team members go in and complete it for you, fill out all your rest of your information, kind of dial in the design a little bit. I believe and Nelson, maybe you can confirm this, but I believe for right now, we're offering that to all IRE clients at no cost. So the Express setup is just baked right into the package. It's usually a $99 extra fee, but we're baking it all in for a limited time, for right now to help you guys all get along in using our Spark sites. And maybe we can talk a little bit more about that at the end. So yeah, once you click the launch Spark site, what it'll do, it'll take all those settings that you've entered in, and it will assign it to the various areas of your website. So if I were to go view now this website live, you'll see that all those settings that I've chosen are now on your site. So you can see here that it's already started to set up a lot of your site for you. It takes care of a lot of that legwork, right? We even got a couple of those areas in here. And now it's just ready for the remaining amount of your content and any other tweaks and adjustments you want, which of course you can do yourself or our team can handle for you. Now, to dive in a little bit more and kind of get you familiar with our backend. So you can see that, yes, we are still on a WordPress site, but it looks far different than WordPress. So, quickly to introduce you, right here on the left is some post-launch goals, right? So you'll be able to kind of work through these to kind of guide you through a couple things that you should consider with your site. On the right is links to all of our kind of success management related items. So in our masterclass here is our Spark blog where you can, view various, tips and things like that that can help get you better results online. We have, of course, our help desk here. So if at any point in time you want to chat live with our support team to get assistance with your site or view any of our tutorials on how to learn anything with your site, it's just a click away. And then we have some other features coming soon. We've also included some of our most important links to various tutorials so that, again, can help educate you on various aspects of your site. One of the coolest items, I think, is the stock images section of our product. So one of the biggest sticking points with a lot of our clients is that they don't have really nice images to display throughout their site. So what we've done is compiled a bunch of really awesome, totally free images that are already optimized for the web that you can go in and browse and view and download and use, right? So right there, you already have, kind of all the images you would need. And even if you wanted some ones from Shutterstock, some premium ones, you can fill out this order form here and we can get them for you at a discounted rate. On the left here, you'll see all the important aspects of your AgentFire site. Under reporting, you have some of your SEO and dashboard settings. Under general content, you can control things like your pages. You can control things like your saved search pages, posts, your headers and footers and menus, as well as blogging tools. We also have your lead manager here. So under your lead manager, you'd be able to not only view all of your leads, but also set up custom routing rules that you'd be able to send to your kvCORE CRM.
Okay,
Also,
so
oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
can I ask a question on that? And we're getting some questions.
Yeah, no problem.
So the lead is collected through the site directly. If it's collected through the plugin, does it go straight into kvCORE, or do you need to set up the routing on the AgentFire side of things?
So everything's all set up by default, right? So once you launch your Spark site, your API key will automatically be connected to our CRM tool here, right? So this would automatically be set up for you. I'm not on the IRE site at this point. I'm on our demo site, so that's why you're not seeing it. But by default, this would automatically be connected, so that it doesn't matter if you're using a tool from the kvCORE plugin, which automatically routes, or from our lead manager, which routes it from there. They're all going to automatically go there. You don't have to touch a thing. The routing rules is if you only want certain leads to go to your kvCORE CRM and certain leads to go to a tool like MailChimp, for instance, right?
Gotcha.
That's what it's there for. But by default, all of your sites, all the leads, doesn't matter if it's entered in through coming in from the lead manager or from a kvCORE feature from the plugin, they automatically get sent to the CRM.
Cool. Can we, I'll let you keep going, but can we, somebody's asking if they can see an area guide, maybe an example page?
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I should probably bring one of those up. So what I'll do is I'll just show, from one of our live sites here to give a better, representation of it. Let me just go in. So I'm actually going to pull up one of our custom sites. So just to note, with your, core Spark site, you can build out everything via our blocks. So it's kind of like a semi-custom design where you can use our pre-designed blocks to create pages and everything else. But we do offer custom options as well. So if you're someone that likes to kind of go above and beyond what's available there and get a completely custom design, we do offer options for that. And you're seeing one here. So what I'll do is I'll navigate to their areas page. And what you can see with the area guides, I'll click on, let's say, Woodstock. So the great thing about our area guides is that they're management free. Once they're set up, which I showed you how easy it is to set them up, everything comes in automatically. You'll see that when you scroll down the page, by default, this will be a map, but you can, like this group here, use images. When you scroll down, you have things like automated market information automatically come in through our plugin. So this is supplied by Home Junction. Then you have from, let's say if you're using the kvCORE IDX, you'll have listings from that area automatically display on this page where they can view some of those most recent listings and of course, view the safe search to continue to browse all the listings. As you scroll down, you can also see demographic data automatically comes in on this page from Home Junction. If you're like this group here, you can also add in images and videos to your area guides as well. So if you are someone that wants to kind of give a little bit more of a punch to these pages and you have photos and things like that, you can add them all into this gallery here. I will also pull in all the school data for those areas as well. So it lists everything from preschool up to high school or college, I believe. And then you can click on that to view more school info. And of course, it even pulls in things like ratings. After that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Where are the pictures coming from? We have a question in the area.
Oh, the pictures. So these pictures are all supplied by the client, right? Everything else is automated that you've seen.
Great.
And then we also have a Yelp. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just to elaborate on that. So yeah, pictures, basically to add pictures to an area guide page is drag and drop. If you guys want to add your own videos to the page, you can host them on YouTube or Vimeo, and then you just copy and paste the URL. So we made it ultra simple. But also, I'll just mention, I think now's a really good time to mention, when you get signed up for the site, so for everything that Luke is going through right now, one of the first emails you'll receive will be to book in a time with a success manager. And so you'll be able to book in some direct one-on-one time to help get you familiar with the site, to help you to accomplish whatever it is you're looking to accomplish with the site, to give you advice if you have a specific market focus or a specific way that you're trying to communicate value. And that's really, for as many things as our Spark sites do well, that's the one thing that I would say that we do better than anything else, is just helping you to have success with the site.
Yeah, and thanks for that, Nelson. That is a good point to make. You know, I know with a lot of people sitting here, they're probably thinking this is like a lot of information and tech overload. And yeah, that's a good point to make, that we don't just leave you hanging. You know, this site is meant to be flexible and robust to adapt to your specific needs. And we give you the guidance every step of the way to help make you comfortable with your site, learn the aspects of your site that you want to manage, and be able to accomplish the results that you as an individual are looking for. All right, again, we're hyper local. You know, that hyper local mentality extends to everything we do, even how we operate from, as Nelson said, that client success standpoint. So the final thing with this area guides is this Yelp integration. So we'll pull in the top rated businesses in these categories as well. So you can see that, you know, this page, these set up automatically. You can enter in descriptions and photos and things like that yourself, but everything else is continues to update automatically through our plugin. And it just really helps you dominate and show people that you are the experts in those areas you service. I mean, buyers love this information, right? For someone like a seller, they want to see that you are the real deal in the area that their home's being sold in, and you can attract the appropriate buyers for them, right? You know, and not only that, but it's great for organic side of things as well. You know, these are rankable pages. Everything you see here is SEO friendly. You can add in blog posts, descriptions, things like that to give it a little bit more of a boost, and as well as interact with tools like Yoast to dial in the rankability on search engines like Google. And from an IDX standpoint, now you're doing something different than everyone else around you, including sites like Zillow. You're taking what traditionally is a broad experience and you're making it very micro. You're seeing in today's world a lot of success in those who curate these really kind of custom search experiences for their visitors, because the big guys can't be local experts in everything, right? But you can. And so that's why this is so important.
So a couple questions. How granular can you get with the areas? Is it everything that's sitting in kvCORE and the IDX that get pulled in, or is it just cities? We had a question about whether or not you can draw boundaries on a map, which I'm assuming maybe not for these pages.
Yeah, so how it works is you can go everything from like a top level area, which most people would do like kind of cities or counties or, you know, just larger groups of areas. And then you can whittle it down to neighborhoods. So you see that they have some kind of smaller neighborhoods here, like, you know, this is Woodstock and they have downtown Woodstock, right? So you'll see things like that. And you can even whittle it down to individual condo buildings if you wanted to. As far as the data, you have to realize that, you know, this is national data that, you know, is collected. So if it's like a, you know, you're targeting like a subdivision or something like that with, you know, maybe a couple hundred people in it, you might have to target the parent area to pull in the, you know, just general data, because there might not be enough available for it. And when it comes to Home Junction, the data they supply, if you feel that, you know, the data, you know, isn't as accurate as you would hope for that particular boundary, you just can't dial it in with zip codes and things like that because it's very unique. You can request custom data boundaries being drawn for you for, I believe they're $40 a piece, but that's very rare that's ever needed. But that can happen. As for the IDX side of things, you're limited to whatever, you know, the kvCORE IDX, you know, delivers you.
Yeah.
All right.
Just there was a question in the IDX, in the WordPress plugin itself. Is there functionality to build polygon pages?
For like the kvCORE IDX?
Yeah, if I want to make a page for a specific polygon area, I can't remember. I know you can do that with the WordPress plugin.
So
maybe
yeah, we do have a function called search pages here. So this is a new tool that we just launched, and this helps you manage all of your saved search pages in one dashboard, and also just make it a lot easier for you to manage, right? So if I wanted to create a specific search for, let's just say, NoHo, right? So I can create this here. I can go in and edit it, and then using our Spark editor, which I'll introduce you guys a little bit more in a second, you know, I can go in and it's a pre-built template that I can just, you know, select an image for the header, either upload it. I'll just grab one from here. You know, I can do things like, you know, title it. So best homes in NoHo, and then you can add in a description. So if you wanted to add some more organic value to it, you'd want to add in some descriptions, which most people like to do for their saved search pages, and then you can drop in the shortcode. So I can't remember if the kvCORE tool populates the shortcodes. It does. I'm 100% positive with that
Yeah.
because I tested it on this. So then you just drop in your shortcode. So you can build out all these saved search pages that way as well, which just gives you a little bit more control and flexibility, you know, and a little bit more organic value. So you know, that's one way you can do it through this tool as well.
You know, I know you guys have some other lead capture tools and stuff, and I can see a situation where you're driving traffic direct to the area page, but you got that messenger slide in and some of the other hover pops and things you guys do collecting around that. Another thing that's coming to mind, you know, if you don't mind me mentioning it, is that these area pages in particular would work really good in kvCORE smart campaigns to provide extra value. So you could pretty much go through your whole market area and send an area of the week, for example, as part of a drip. So
yeah, and not only can you use our call to action tool, so you'll see, for instance, if I go to our Spark site here, so you'll see that, you know, on various pages we've targeted call to actions via our engage tool. So for instance, this kind of schedule a call CTA you'll see pop up here. You know, maybe if we're on an area page, let's just see. I don't know exactly all the ones I've set up on this demo site. It's been a little bit since I've looked at it, but I believe on the area pages, you know, I might have set up some other CTAs to populate here specific to that area. I can't remember if I have. So yeah, you'll see here I targeted a couple other CTAs. You know, here probably both of them I might have tried to exit out of it, which is why that popped up twice. But yeah, you'll see that you do have the ability through our Engage tool to target these. And one of the really great things about our Engage tool is we have this what we call rev links, and it helps you lock down pages with a link, right? So let's just say you have your, let me go back here. So let's just say you have, you know, a page on your site that you are running a campaign for, whether it's in PPC on your social accounts, whatever case may be, and you want to make sure you're, you know, generating leads that you're sending from there. So you can use one of our rev links, use this as the link inside of that campaign, and then when they visit it, probably have to refresh it. It will, you know, automatically trigger that particular CTA, right? So for instance, this one here. So it's automatically locked down that page by using that link, but it doesn't disturb any of your organic traffic. So, you know, you're talking about those smart.
I'm buying it right away.
Yeah. So there's just, there's a lot of,
yeah,
there's a lot of different ways you can use our lead generation tools like Engage, like Convert Pages, which is a landing page tool. So,
Hey, Luke,
you know,
sorry. Well, just a second on because you're moving pretty fast through this
yeah,
stuff,
I know, sorry.
even for
Yeah.
me. So yeah, what Luke was trying to show with the Engage tool, and just to be really clear, when the Spark site launches, part of the reason that we have you enter your agent, your photo, your name, is that a lot of this stuff is going to be set up for you by default. And again, we have success managers. You know, Luke's going through a lot of stuff, but I just want to make really clear that the tools and the features that we build into the Spark site, the idea is not to, we want to make this as easy as possible, right? So the idea is to give you guys as much as we possibly can, to give you as much as possible, but at the same time, just make it as easy and simple as possible. And so anytime you have questions on any of the stuff, or you're looking to get, with our Engage tool that Luke was just going through, I don't know how many of you guys caught or picked up on it, but basically what's really cool about it and what separates it from other call to action type tools is that you can create a specific call to action. So let's say you have a specific guide, or maybe you're promoting specific areas within your target market. So you can create a call to action and then target it to that page. So if you look at most real estate solutions, what they're doing is they have a singular call to action, like a what's my home worth, and then they're just targeting it to every single page on the site. With Engage CTA, what happens, and again, a lot of this stuff is just set up by default for you, is on your blog, let's say you're blogging, for example. We don't want to just target what's my home worth there. It makes more sense to target something social there. So we can actually target your Facebook business page there and try to drive likes to your Facebook business page. And anyone that likes your business page, they're going to see when you post to your business page in your newsfeed. If you're trying to drive more lead capture on your area pages. You can lock the page down with a social site lock CTA. You can, rather than just using something generic, you can create a more individualized CTA that communicates more value. And that's the big thing with Engage is most lead capture is forced in nature, and that's working less and less over time. With Engage, what you're able to do is craft, and not even craft because we have all of the value offers there for you. You're able to exchange value for the user's contact information. And then the last thing that Luke was showing there, which is actually really cool, and maybe one of our client favorite features, is that for every single CTA you get a hashtag, right? So Luke showed this exclusive dash access hashtag, right? And very simply, you can take that, copy it, add it to any page on any URL of any page on your website, and now that page is going to trigger that call to action. So now it becomes a lead capture page. So if you guys are sending out a postcard with a specific link, or if you guys are running a specific campaign to a specific page, and you want to maybe you're sharing a listing to Facebook, and you want to turn that into a lead capture page, you just add that hashtag, and you've now turned it into, so you can turn any page into a lead capture page by just adding that hashtag.
Hey, Nelson. So
Yep.
I'm going to gush a little because I've used every WordPress plugin under the site for calls to action, and what you've bundled together here, that hashtag feature. I mean, guys, I don't do this often, but it's really good. And the design stuff is great, and I know that one of the big reasons why we're including you guys in the marketplace is because of the customizations on the design. But I personally think that this engaged piece is really something people should pay attention to, and might be even a bigger selling point. Because, and I think one of the big reasons we kind of had Zillow in our headline today, everybody knows that they can go and search for real estate for free on realtor.com and Zillow. And it's getting harder and harder for us to get somebody to pop an email, phone number into a box. What Luke and Nelson are giving us here with this Engage tool are ways to kind of innovate and get more creative. Maybe you get a Facebook like, if I'm reading that right, in return for some content and so on.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a big thing. That's where I think if I can just prophesize for a second, that's where I think the entire market is heading is away from the forced nature of things and more towards the value side of things. Because as an agent, if you can succeed in providing value, what you've essentially simultaneously done is demonstrated expertise. And so if you're providing value through a lead capture mechanism, I mean, just think about you yourselves. If you guys are browsing the web, you get hit with a pop-up. It's like, hey, give me your information. You've developed a muscle memory now to where you're just immediately looking for that X button. But now, if instead we're offering value, and again, every single call to action, not only are we able to target different call to actions based on where the user is within your site. So if they are on a buyer related page, you target them with a buyer type CTA, seller related page, seller type CTA, a blog or a hyperlocal area page, you can target them with something of local value. So now, again, instead of saying, hey, give me your information, you're saying, hey, here's this yummy thing that I have that is going to give you value. And so not only are you getting more leads, but you're also getting more engaged leads. Like, if you've given value to someone, they're going to be a lot more interested in talking to you. And again, you've simultaneously demonstrated expertise. So it's just all good things.
Very cool. Should we let Luke keep going with his demo?
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was just trying to cover a lot of ground there, but I appreciate you guys pausing. So yeah, that's obviously a little bit more about the Engage tool. One thing I do want to make sure I talk about is your actual pages, right? One of the main sticking points with a lot of tools out there is that they don't give you the flexibility to manage the items on your page that you should manage, and also give you a way to easily manage those items, right? So what we've done is, you've seen as I've interacted with all of our different tools, they all use the same editor, right? And we call it our Spark editor. It's something proprietary that we've built in-house, and your pages operate in that same way. So if you wanted to go in and add a custom page, you have the ability to do that. Sorry, and if you wanted to go in and edit one of your existing pages, again, you can just go in and click the edit button, and using our Spark editor, go ahead and make those customizations. And just to get you a little bit more familiar with our Spark editor, what I'll do is I'll load up this home page here and show you guys around a little bit. And I got a lot of things open right now, so it's gonna slow me down a little bit. So actually, you know what? I already have it open here, so that's why. So what we'll do is quickly, go through, what is the Spark editor and what controls what, right? So on this left-hand tab here, you have your various panels. So you have your content panel, which is what controls all of your design, as well as you have your layout panel, which controls, the page template, which in most cases, I wouldn't suggest touching this, right? If you just keep it default and you should be good there. Now you also have the preview button here. So if you wanted to preview this page in a new window, you can do that. If you wanted to get a little bit more of a larger view of your site, again, you can hit the toggle collapse button. At the bottom, you'll be able to save your changes, close and exit out of the page, as well as view the responsiveness of the page, right? So if you're like, oh, I want to see how this looks on tablet, you just hit that tablet button and you can kind of view how it looks. And you'll see that with all of our blocks, they already come optimized for all breaking points. So you don't have to worry about your site not looking good on a particular screen or anything like that. We make sure that it is already set up to do that for you. So let me go back to the content tab, and now let's actually talk about the layout. So first, you have all the different blocks that comprise your page here, right? So we have a header block, area block, about block, call to actions, list goes down, right? You have the ability to edit those blocks or add in new blocks. So if you click the add new block button here, you'll see that what comes up is our list of all of our pre-designed blocks that you can choose from and add to your website. We are constantly adding and improving these blocks, so your website's never going to be stale, right? One of the biggest pains that most agents have is, every year or two, their site starts to look dated and they got to go out and find completely new solutions or find new ways to kind of, invest money and spruce up the design. With us, you don't have to worry about that, right? We just added in some new header styles. You can add that header style with a click of a button to your website and boom, you've given a little bit of a facelift, right? And the list goes down. So if you ever want to add in a block, you just simply, let's say, want to go in and add just a general about block, it'll add it to the page and then you can start editing it and customizing it and doing whatever you would like. What I'll just do is just remove this block here and go back up to the top. So in terms of your block itself, you have a couple different options. So if you wanted to relabel that block, so let's just say, I'll just do something here. You can just relabel it. This is just purely for organizational purposes. Someone like me, organization is really, really big. So I like to have things labeled a certain way so I can better understand what is where. This is especially important if you have a pretty long page. You can delete a block by hitting the X button. And you can also drag and drop these blocks. So what I'll do is, let's say, I want the about section above the area section. So I'm gonna drag and drop it above it, right? And it just switches it over there. So again, very, very simple. Everything's point and click, drag and drop. And then when you start going into these blocks, you click into it. Not only does it conveniently bring you to where that block is, so you don't have to constantly scroll on the right here, but now you can interact with its settings. So for instance, with this header, right now it's set to be a video background, which I've synced up to one of the videos that we're hosting. But if I just want it to be an image, I could just click the image there. There's a default image to it, or I could upload or choose a new one, right? If I wanted to adjust the color on that image, again, you could just go in and start picking out colors. You can even adjust how transparent you want it. And that doesn't look too good, but I think you guys get the picture of how simple it is to just go in and make these really important changes to your website. It doesn't matter if it's an image, text, colors, it can all be controlled through these blocks here, and we make sure to give you guys access to the most important things without making it too complex or giving you something that is very easy to break, right? We try to stress test these so they don't break. And again, you have that power now at your fingertips for any of the pages that are existing on your site, or pages that you want to create. Another thing that I did mention in our blocks is we also have layouts. So we have various layouts that you can add to your site as well that we create, and they're non-destructive, so it won't remove anything on your page, but of course gives you some good starting points as well. So again, once you learn the Spark editor once, right? Whether it's with your Spark pages, whether it's with the Engage tool, the Convert Pages tool, our listings tool, everything works in the same way. So you have that benefit. If you get comfortable with one tool, you should be able to easily transition and get comfortable with any of our tools because we make sure they interact in the exact same ways. There are some slight variations, but again, the core functionality is the same. And as Nelson mentioned before, support is always, again, just a click away, right? You can book in time with our success managers, or again, you can go to your dashboard, go to your help desk, view tutorials, chat live with our support. Anything you want to do is all included in there, and we're going to gladly help you with it.
So Luke, just don't need a full demo, but I saw you have a form generator in there and you have the convert pages. Basically, you guys have a landing page tool. People can build their own squeeze pages and things like that.
Yeah, so all of our internal tools in terms of leads are controlled by either our AF lead form, which is just a very simple lead form tool that you can just, toggle on social opt-ins and stuff, which I'll show you in a second, as well as we support Gravity Forms. So any WordPress users out there that like to use Gravity Forms, we also do have that baked right in. And then, yes, we do have what's called convert pages. So instead of having to go to a tool like leadpages.net or Instapage to build the landing pages for your various marketing campaigns, you can now have all that included inside of your Spark site. And I should, say that everything that you're seeing here today is included with your Spark site, right? So again,
so there's tons of value there. I use Thrive Themes for my own stuff, which does a lot of the Engage stuff you guys have.
Yep.
And I use, and the monthly fee for you guys also includes the WordPress plugin through us, which is normally 60. Am I getting that right? Or is that?
Yes. Yeah. So the total fees is $120 a month for your Spark site, going through the IRE dashboard. That includes our complete Spark site package, as well as the kvCORE plugin.
I think I'm paying something, I pay the annual, but I think I'm paying close to 30, 40, 50 bucks a month for Thrive Themes just for the Engage stuff and the landing page builder.
Yeah, that's a good note, because some of these tools that we have baked right into your your AgentFire Spark site, you're going to be paying almost just as much for them, elsewhere, just for that individual tool. And so again, go ahead,
I didn't just mention, if you actually do the calculations, it's well over $400 of, if you were to just piece this stuff together with even some of the cheapest stuff that's out there, you'd be looking at $400, and you're still looking at something that's pieced together, whereas we're talking about just one singular solution here. And I also just want to mention quickly, so Luke's speaking to the do-it-yourselfers and the tech guys. Me personally, I'm a tech guy, but I'm not much of a do-it-yourselfer. And so me personally, if I'm signing up for a Spark site, what I'm doing is I'm going through that initial 10 minutes of forms. I'm doing the express setup, right? So I could just have someone build the site out for me. And then I'm hopping into a meeting with the success manager. So I could just explain what are maybe I have a specific call to action I'd like to set up with the site, or I have a specific thing, specific objectives with the site, a specific demographic I'm looking to target. And me personally, if I'm setting up the site, I'm trying to offload as much of that stuff as possible to people that can just get it set up for me. And so we've got both sides covered. If you guys are looking to get in and do this stuff yourself, we've built what is arguably the easiest solution you will find to be able to do that. And we've given a tremendous amount of power for you guys to be able to accomplish whatever it is you're looking for. And again, our support is fantastic. Our live chat usually responds within a couple of minutes during normal business hours. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum where you're just looking to have everything set up for you, we've got you covered as well.
So yeah, and on the pricing, I'm not trying to pitch hard here, but I also know how much custom shops like Real Estate Tomatoes, some of the real estate specific shops, and to get a custom designed site with probably without all these features, I mean, a lot of times you're going to pay $1,000, $2,000 just to get it designed. So, as you guys talk, I don't want to push too hard, but I really think this is a good deal. There's nothing else I can say.
Yeah, and one of the big benefits for IRE clients right now as well is that again, what is our express setup, where one of our support members work with you to set up your site initially, getting the call to actions in, getting all the design hammered out, all the remaining content in after you've worked through that Spark Builder initially, those few simple forms. That's a $99 value that right now we're just baking right into your purchase and offering for free for a limited time.
Very cool. Well, can we, guys, because we're going a little bit, I'm sure there's more to talk about, but we're pushing up against the hour, and I want to give everybody a chance to ask any questions they might have. That's all right. Was there anything else you wanted to get in before we do that?
No, I mean, if anyone else wants a more in-depth demo, they can always book in a demo with one of our client success people or salespeople there as well to do a walkthrough. Obviously, there's, like I said, because we are a tool built to flex to individual needs. There's a lot that you can accomplish with this tool that never can get told in one hour session. But also, the benefit of getting in and using the Spark site is proof in itself.
Yeah. So does anybody watching have any specific questions about Spark sites? I want to just recap while I wait for questions. The core value proposition here is that if you want to, I mean, this is optional, but if you want a lot more design functionality and you want the extra lead capture kind of bells and whistles that you saw with Engage, if you want a more feature-rich landing page generator than maybe what you're getting with kvCORE, which is pretty good, then you have the option here with AgentFire, and it completely integrates with the back end of kvCORE. Somebody's asking who do we email for the demo? Guys, I'll make sure we get that information in the marketplace tile, but in the meantime, can you tell everybody how to get the demo?
Yeah, they should be able just to sign up directly on our AgentFire website.
Okay.
So if they go to agentfire.com, there's a few ways that they can access that demo, right, Nelson? They can, of course, chat with us live there, and we can get something booked in. I believe at the bottom of any of our pages, you can click the schedule a demo button. It's on our pricing page, it's on our tour page. So there's various ways that you can get that demo, as well as there's an instant demo that gets sent along with it. So, a nice little video walkthrough there as well. Just make sure that you mention to them that you are a kvCORE client, just so that they can focus on the things that are key to that setup, right?
So Kelly's asking too, how do I talk to salesperson? Yeah, so use their site for now. We definitely want to make sure, I'm pretty sure the pricing, you're going to want to order through kvCORE through the marketplace, because the integration's built there.
Yeah, always do that, because in addition to getting the best rate for that Spark site, you also do get single sign-on. So on your kvCORE tab, where you on your kvCORE dashboard, where you typically navigate to your websites in the top right-hand corner, once you create your Spark site, through that kvCORE marketplace, it will display there, and you will be able to just with the click of a button, automatically open up your AgentFire site and be logged in and everything else. That's why it's also important to sign up on the kvCORE side, is because you get that direct integration, which just makes your life so much easier.
Great. What level of SEO is included? I know there's SEO configuration with Yoast. Do you guys do any SEO config for people?
So we don't provide any SEO services, but those who like to focus on organic content for SEO purposes, there's a wide range of tools that you can interact with. So we have Yoast SEO, which is a WordPress plugin that's used by millions and millions of websites. It's essentially kind of like an SEO guide, right? It helps you dial in your content, set up meta descriptions and things like that, as well as give you pointers on what to improve, to rank better. There's also organic tools like our blogging tools, our area guide tools, our search pages tools, our listings tools, all of which, everything on your site is SEO friendly, and there's a ton of places for you guys to focus on, various niche content to help get, better organic rankings and better organic traffic. Because at the end of the day, no matter what someone tells you, there's a lot of people out there that are going to feed you a couple lines. But yeah, the number one thing is that content is king, right? If you want to rank better on search engines like Google, have really great organic content, blog frequently, engage in social media, set up your area pages with descriptions, set up search pages with descriptions, things like that. And target specific niches, and that helps. And so we have everything like that baked right in that you can interact with. We can of course give you pointers there. I believe even within our blog, we've just recently posted some guides in there as well. And again, we're always here to help.
Great. There's a question from Mike. Mike, this is a really good question. Will we have to rebuild Zapier setups that are in place? It is a good question. I believe when a lead goes into kvCORE through you guys, the kvCORE apps will kick in. Are you guys integrating with Zapier directly through your lead forms?
Yes, so we do have a Zapier integration. So if you go to your lead pages, or sorry, CRM tool, so the lead manager tool here, under Connect to CRM, you can add Zapier hooks.
So Mike, you and I can probably help you with that. Mike and I have talked about Zapier a little. Depending on how the lead comes in to kvCORE, you can probably just use your existing Zaps. Do you guys know if you're sending in from your forms, are you able to send in specific hashtags into kvCORE and source info, things like that?
Yeah, so with our lead forms tools, we have what's called tags. So you can assign various tags to specific lead forms on your site that help send all that payload data to the CRM for routing purposes.
So it'll specifically match up with kvCORE's set of tags, the source and the hashtag, if you wanted to.
Yeah, so if I go, and we have again, support people that are trained in Zapier and everything else, so they can guide you. But everything that's data related, we usually pass through tags, right? So where it's coming from, even things like team members for routing and stuff, so that we're not affecting any native functionalities with a particular CRM.
Yeah, well, what I'm specifically asking, maybe we'll find out. I want to know is if I collect a lead on my AgentFire site, can I say that I want the hashtag to be a hashtag that exists inside of kvCORE?
It wouldn't automatically port that information over. You would just put that hashtag in the lead form manually.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I got it. All right, thanks. It's going to come up. We'll probably end up talking about this again. Because
no worries.
The hashtags are one of the big driving features from the kvCORE side of things for how everything else happens with smart campaigns and stuff. So we'll get that, Mike, and anybody else is curious, we'll kind of get that documented here, maybe in a separate video, and really be able to explain it better.
Yeah, anything you guys want to know, also just let us know, and we'll create tutorials and add it to our help desk as well, so that it's there for you to continue to reference.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Luke and Nelson. I kind of knew, all I was seeing was the front side of the agent site Spark, and kind of said, hey, those are beautiful looking sites for custom at that price. I don't have to invest a couple $1,000s. The editor looks cool, but when you started showing me the engaged stuff, my credit card started coming out, because yeah, for me personally, it's really exciting. I don't think we have any other questions. We'll get the replay live as soon as possible. Anything else you guys wanted to add, Nelson or Luke?
No, I think if anyone wants more details on our product and how we can help them, just reach out, schedule a demo, chat with us on our website. We're here to help them, and anyone that's ready to move forward. Again, note that you can get started, and we can offer you that express setup for free, and not only set up your site for you, but also get you paired up with one of our client success managers, and they can continue training on your site once you sign up.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I have maybe I don't know if it's a question, but I think Ryan, if we could, when we send the instant replay out, would it be possible for us to just include the demo booking link in there as well? And then this way, anyone that's interested, if they want a one-on-one personalized demo, they can book it there.
Awesome point. Yeah, I'll overlay it over the recording, and we'll put it in the description on YouTube and in the Facebook groups.